Hello, my name is Keshwani. It's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn algebra. Today is our lesson number 120. We are in the process of doing the word problems. Number 120, day number 120. Here's the question. If 35 contains P 5 times, what is the value of P? If 35 contains P 5 times, what's the value of P? Well, let's see. So 35 is made up of 5 P's. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This 5P is what makes 35. We are told that 35 contains 5P, which is what we're showing here. 35 contains, which means it's equal to 5P. So let's put that here as 5P. Not 35, rather 5P equals 35. 5P. How do we get rid of 5 from this side? Because we want P by itself. Divide both sides of the equation by 5. Divide both sides of the equation by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so it drops out, and your P equals 35 divided by 5, which is 7. Which makes sense because 5 times 7 is your 35. 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 will give you 35. Let's do one more, shall we? Let's do one more. That's it, we're done here. Very simple, very straightforward. Let's do one more. What value of U will make 13U equal to 39? Well, that's quite simple, very straightforward. We want 13U to equal 39. How do we get the U by itself? Divide both sides of the equation by 13. Don't just say divide by 13, because if you just say divide by 13, divide what by 13? You have to spell it out. Divide what by 13? And don't say divide right hand side or left hand side by 13. You cannot go around dividing one side of the equation by a certain number and not do the same thing to the other side. If you did that, the equation would no longer be valid. The equation is so called because whatever you do to one side, exact same thing has to be done to the other side in order for that equation to still hold. So you have to spell out that divide both sides of the equation, both sides by 13. And if you do though, 13 divided by 13 is 1, we are left with just U, and your U equals 39 divided by 13. 13, well, we know that 13 times 2 is 26, that's very easy. So obviously it's more than 2, let's try 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 1 is 39. Voila. The answer is 3. What value of U? U would have to be 3. A value of 3 will make 13 times 3 equal to 39. Let's do one more, shall we? Let's do one more. We are done with this one. Very simple, very straightforward. One more. If 3 apples cost X dollars, how much will 2 dozen cost? The question is, if 3 apples cost X dollars, how much will 2 dozens cost? Well, first of all, we have to figure out, we have to realize that 2 dozens equals 2 times 12. So we are asked to find the value of 24 apples. We know that 3 of them, 3 cost X dollars. Now there are two ways you can go about this problem. One way is to realize that 24 is exactly 8 times 3. So if 3 of them cost X dollars, that implies that 24 of them should cost, or better yet, we shouldn't write 24 as 24, we should write that as 8 times 3, which is your 24 right here. 8 times as many should cost 8 times as many dollars. 8x dollars. Another way you could do show your work, if you want to go step-by-step procedure, that is, would be to show it like this. 3 costs X dollars, therefore 1 should cost a third of an X dollar. Whatever X dollars is, a third of that. Because if 3 costs that, then one should cost a third of that amount. And therefore 24 of them should cost X over 3 times 24. And for those of you who do not know, this symbol that I just put here, that means therefore. So now we have to simplify this thing. X over 3 times 24, which is same as X over 3 times 24 over 1, and this 3 will cancel out with this 24, giving us the 8. So here we end up with X times 8, which is 8X dollar, which is what we said a little while ago. I erased it, but that's what we said before, which makes sense. It should cost 8 times the amount of the money, because we're buying 8 times as many apples. Instead of 3 apples, we're buying 24 apples, and 24 is 8 times 3. We're buying 8 times as many apples. You have to pay 8 times as much, 8 times as much money. That's all. That's all I had for today. 3 quick, simple problems. I will see you on day number 121, tomorrow that is. The fun part is going to start. Let me explain you one more time what's going on here. We're going to do 100 problems, 101 through 200. We're going to do 100 problems, and this is how it looks like approximately. The first 30 are easy, very easy, as you can see here. Then we're going to come across medium questions, beginning with 30 through 70. The middle 40 are going to be medium, and the last 30 are going to be a little bit more challenging. We will get there eventually. Slowly but surely we'll get there. I didn't want to start out by doing hard problems right away, because the idea, the goal, the idea behind the whole project was to teach somebody algebra, somebody who had never had algebra before. And if that's the case, you're learning algebra from scratch, and this is how we learn it, from step by step, from the basic building blocks. Once you can handle something like this, then you're ready for medium questions, and once you can handle the medium questions, then you're ready for the hard questions. But time will come and we'll get there. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow on day number 121.